A revolution can be neither made nor stopped. The only thing that can be done is for one of several of its children to give it a direction by dint of victories. The best cure for the body is a quiet mind. The people to fear are not those who disagree with you, but those who disagree with you and are too cowardly to let you know. If I had not been born Napoleon, I would have liked to have been born Alexander. There is one kind of robber whom the law does not strike at, and who steals what is most precious to men, time. Valor is a gift. Those having it never know for sure whether they have it till the test comes. And those having it in one test never know for sure if they will have it when the next test comes. In politics, never retreat, never retract. Never admit a mistake. Take time to deliberate, but when the time for action has arrived, stop thinking and go. Nothing is more difficult, and therefore more precious, than to be able to decide. Nothing is more difficult, and therefore more precious, than to be able to decide. The world is not ruined by the wickedness of the wicked, but by the weakness of the good. I am surrounded by priests who repeat incessantly that their kingdom is not of this world, and yet they lay their hands on everything they can get. Power is my mistress. I have worked too hard at her conquest to allow anyone to take her away from me. I can no longer obey. I have tasted command, and I cannot give it up. One should never forbid what one lacks the power to prevent. You become strong by defying defeat and by turning loss and failure into success. Impossible is a word to be found only in the dictionary of fools. Napoleon Bonaparte. Great ambition is the passion of a great character. Those endowed with it may perform very good or very bad acts. All depends on the principles which direct them. There are only two forces that unite men, fear and interest. If the art of war were nothing but the art of avoiding risks, glory would become the prey of mediocre minds. If the art of war were nothing but the art of avoiding risks, glory would become the prey of mediocre minds. There are only two forces in the world, the sword and the spirit. In the long run the sword will always be conquered by the spirit. Once you have made up your mind, stick to it, there are no longer any if or but. The fool has one great advantage over a man of sense, he is always satisfied with himself. Riches do not consist in the possession of treasures, but in the use made of them. 4 hostile newspapers are more to be feared than 1,000 bayonets. You become strong by defying defeat and by turning loss and failure into success. Nothing is more difficult, and therefore more precious, than to be able to decide. The fool has one great advantage over a man of sense, he is always satisfied with himself. Great men are meteors designed to burn so that earth may be lighted. There is only one thing in this world, and that is to keep acquiring money and more money, power and more power. All the rest is meaningless.